So like those are the things that I get excited about talking about with my friends. So why am I not doing that with my community?
It makes so much sense. Welcome back to the Cypress Room, where we dive deep on influencing with integrity. I'm Meggie Honeycutt.
And I'm Christina Mascari. Welcome back to the Cypress Room.
Welcome back.
Here we are again.
Still doing it. Still
chugging
podcasting.
Still podcasting. We had a lot of fun on our last podcast.
Yes, we
and
did.
it was all about Alabama Rush Talk. If you missed that, you should go watch it. It's fun. If you were a sorority girl or not a sorority girl, it was a fun episode. I had a lot of fun filming it.
It was fun. I hope you guys like these more lighthearted, fun, casual episodes, just talking about things that we love in our personal life.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't always have to be so serious.
It doesn't have to be so serious, but we do get serious, like even when we're having fun. It's just part of life. So this whole episode, we just wanted to go over things that we're loving, and give you a little recap about Haven, because it was such a big part of our summer. It has kind of changed a lot of the business flow of stuff and what we are looking forward to the future and starting to invest in. So we want to talk to you guys about that for any of you content creators out there. And then for all of y'all who just like to hang out with us and are friends with us and loved our friendship story, that's like one of our most popular episodes. We just want to talk about things that we love today and things that we're loving and things that are making our life easier.
Content that we're consuming. What shows are we watching? What is saving us in back to school working mom life?
Right.
Yeah. So all kinds of good stuff.
All of that coming up in this episode. And that is where the Alabama Rush Talk episode came from, because that was originally part of this episode. But when we started making our notes for it, we were like, oh my gosh, we have to do a whole episode on that. So thank you for indulging us on that. Now we are here. This is like our back to school episode, I feel like.
I know. Yeah. Because we're in the midst of the back to school grind.
Right.
My kids have been in school for about this is our third week. Yours 3 weeks and just 1 week.
Yeah, my kids are just rounding out their first week at school. My older two. My daughter's going to a new school this year, so lots of things, and like all the sports are starting up. We've been going through huge heat stroke here in Tennessee, so we've had lots of cancellations of practices. So I still do not have a bearing on what my schedule is going to look like.
We're still working on those back to school rhythms, figuring out all the different kinds of things that are going to help us be more efficient, get things done as moms, as small business owners. So we just thought we'd sit and chat with you guys, because I know I always learn so much from hearing how other people work and operate and tools that they use. Right. So I thought, well, why not share what we're loving and what's helping us right now?
Okay, cool. Do we want to talk about what we're loving first, or we should do the Haven recap and get it out of the way, right? Because Haven happened forever ago. I know it was in July, but we did so many interviews there that we haven't got to chat with you guys about our experience. And of course, I had so much fun this year. I have fun every year, but this year was like a new level of fun for me. There was just like less stress. Yeah. The atmosphere felt really inviting and really inclusive. It didn't feel like, I have this many followers. How many do you have? And like, what brand deals do you have? It just felt like everybody was there to really learn from each other and really encourage each other. And I love Haven, and it's always felt like a positive environment to me, but I know there's been a lot of changes going on behind the scene to try to make everybody feel like they belong there. And I really felt that this year. What about you?
I absolutely felt that this year. I would say out of the 3 years that I have attended Haven, this was by far my favorite year. And it all started with, we talked about this with Molly, but the welcome dinner where we all got to sit at a table with creators that I didn't know any of the ones at mine. I had an amazing mentor. And it just seemed like the vibe was much more like, how can we help each other become the best creators and business owners that we can be? And I felt it through the classes, through interactions, from the top down leadership. It was really wonderful. I also felt like the programming was leveled up this year, which I really enjoyed and took a lot away from it. And now it's just sifting through all of that to figure out practically what I need to, make happen.
Well, and we're starting off on such a good note, but I have to bring up our drive to Haven.
Well, yes, it started out rocky.
Really bad. How long is it supposed to take us to get to Atlanta, Meggie?
3.5, 4 hours, 3.5.
How long did it take us?
How long did it take us?
I think it took 7 hours.
Oh my gosh.
I think I stopped counting at one point.
Standstill traffic
in Chattanooga
for a very long time.
Yes.
So it was a rocky start. And then upon arrival, what did you realize?
I'm laughing so hard. First of all, you tell the people, what did I forget last year when we went to Haven?
Upon arrival.
Wait. What did I forget last year?
What? She forgot her toothbrush.
Yes.
Last year.
And so it was a big thing this year. I'm like, I can't forget my toothbrush because I had to use the crappy hotel toothbrush last year. And I don't know about y'all, but I use a Sonic Care toothbrush. I like my teeth to be very clean.
Squeaky clean.
So if I have to manually brush my teeth, it just puts me in a bad mood. So I was like, you have to remember your toothbrush this year, Christina. You have to remember your toothbrush. So I get there.
That should be one of your favorite things. Add that to your LTK.
My toothbrush. It is like if I travel without my toothbrush, it just really ruins my vacation. I just feel like my teeth aren't clean. So I was really, focused on I gotta remember my toothbrush this year. And I don't know about you guys, but Meggie packs 3 days before we leave for somewhere.
I do start well in advance.
I packed the morning of because I was just, I had started laying stuff out. I don't make lists anymore, which is obviously a huge mistake as well.
We are very similar. This is one way we are very
I used to be like Meggie and I used to be really type A, but now I just can't get it done, you guys. And so I was finishing up packing the morning of, and I was in charge of bringing all the podcast equipment. But
which is a lot.
Which is either here nor there because it's still my responsibility. If I knew I had to do that, I should have packed the day before. So upon arrival, we're really worn out. Like at least we got Chipotle, which is one of our favorite things. Mm-hmm. So that helped along the way. But it was late at night. We're exhausted. We just kind of want to go to bed. And we're unpacking and getting our room all set up because we bring my coffee machine, we bring all our snacks. We did a Walmart order, so right to the hotel. So we're like, oh, we got this. We are doing it. I unpack all my stuff. I'm going to I think I wanted to take a shower before I went to bed. And I'm like, where's my toothbrush? I was like, are you serious? I forgot my toothbrush again, Meggie. Can you believe I forgot my toothbrush? So I call my husband to confirm that I forgot my toothbrush just so that I don't know why, just to make me feel better, I guess. And I'm like, do you see my toothbrush? Will you just tell me that you see my toothbrush so I can stop searching my bag for it? And he goes, honey, your toothbrush is on my counter in a bag with your shampoo, your conditioner, your toothpaste, your face wash, your moisturizer. And I'm going, are you kidding me? Like
my whole
toiletry bag. That's actually, I think it's like a gallon and then a quart. And so I don't have any of my hair products. I don't have any of the stuff that I put on my face, which is a lot of things. So saving grace was I did have my makeup. Yes. And as Meggie pointed out, trying to replace all of your makeup at 10 o'clock at night in the middle of downtown Atlanta would have been way harder and way more expensive than having to go buy a toothbrush and some face wash and some moisturizer, which I can just use when I get home anyways and have double extra. But that is how we started off the trip. And so next year, I'm going to pay Meggie to come to my house the day before to make me pack the day before and then check all of the things to make sure that I have everything.
Well, I guess if that was the worst that happened to us, we did pretty good, right? So let's talk about our biggest takeaways because I know what mine was.
Okay.
And yours is probably longer.
Okay, so you go first because everybody just heard my whole story. We're like, are we still talking about your toothbrush? So we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. Fun and business, y'all. This is what you get with us. Fun and business. And so what was your biggest takeaway, like programming wise or connection that you made?
I think for me, Haven was kind of just I think I went into Haven kind of looking for direction Like, because we've known since the beginning of the year that things are changing in the world of content creation.
Yeah.
But it was like, how do we adjust, and what do we need to do differently? What do I need to do differently? How do I need to spend my time? And I really felt like Haven helped me confirm, okay, yes, things are changing, specifically in the way that brands are doing partnership deals. It's almost been flipped on the backside, and now you really do need to be doing things like LTK and affiliates like Amazon Home
or Walmart Creator.
Those
are the top 3 in my opinion.
Yes, for sure. I think influencers, if you're not already doing that, you almost have to be if you do want to also participate in the brand partnership space, because now the way that it's working is that brands are looking on these affiliate platforms to see like, okay, who is selling a lot of this, or this product, and then approaching those people for brand partnerships. So it's, and honestly, I think it's almost a better way, because that way it's much more organic. It's authentic. It doesn't feel as forced. And I'm sure that the audience can kind of feel that. But that was my biggest takeaway, because I knew LTK was big, but our mindset is always that it's more fashion beauty. At least that's how I thought of it, is more where I go for the creators who are showing me like what to wear, where to shop, makeup, hair. And really that's not true. We heard from so many creators in the DIY and home decor space who are having so much success there. People who are making 6 figures on an affiliate platform. And they're doing it really well.
And the person who was teaching on LTK, and she's basically a home influencer, and she used to do mostly DIY stuff, but now she's mostly shares home decor and how to style, and still does DIY stuff, but more focuses on, showing the home decor products. She actually makes $500,000 a year is what she said, which is wild. Yes. And I took her class, and she's super smart and amazing. And I'm so glad to be connected to her. And I know she offers courses, and I think she's going to start doing a membership, and it's something I'm seriously thinking about, because she just knows so much.
Yeah. And that was my biggest takeaway, is really the importance of being on the affiliate platforms and integrating it into your everyday content. And that's also where the documenting of your life becomes so important, instead of curated produced feed, is just showing people what you're using in your everyday life. What are you using in your projects? What are you using to decorate your home? And combining that with the affiliate platform and linking and getting your community on board. That was my biggest takeaway. And now coming back, it's figuring out, okay, how do we integrate this? How do we practically day to day spend our time building it out?
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not there yet. My head hurts, but I mean, mine was very similar to you. It mostly revolves around LTK, because I've been doing Amazon affiliate since a long time, since before it became an influencer program. It was back in the day when people were just putting it on websites, and it was more for publishers. It was for bloggers. And so I've been with that program, but see it evolve into more of an influencer program. So yeah, you basically need to be putting your content on these platforms. And my problem is right now is that there's three big ones. Well, Amazon and LTK, I think, are the biggest one, and Walmart is trying to compete with that. So it's trying to figure out like, where am I putting my effort? Because I have so much backlog of content too that I could be doing this in. So it's still kind of swirling around in my head. But like you, I think the way forward in getting these brand partnerships is proving that you can get link click-throughs, and that you can actually sell a product, and you're making money off of that too. It's not like that all that effort's going to waste. You're making money off of those affiliate sales, and then getting a brand's attention to be the gravy on top of that is kind of what the people from LTK that were there, that were sharing and doing the classes and the keynote speak, Crystal is amazing. And we've had an opportunity to chat with her after Haven a couple of times. And it's very cool. There's a lot of technology involved. They have a huge staff and very talented people working on the back end. I had no idea how easy that platform is to use as a creator now and as a consumer.
Yeah. Same for me. I always got kind of annoyed with it.
Yeah.
When I was trying to click on other creators' links, and it seemed like a lot of clicks to get to the thing that I was interested in. But the more I've learned and got more efficient in there, it really is pretty simple.
Yeah.
But what do you say? Because I know a lot of creators out there, what they're going to say is like, I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to be selling people things every day in my feed. So what do you say to that person? And how do you think people who don't consider themselves salesy or don't want to be a salesperson, how could they approach
I think that's okay because that's what I've done for years. I don't think I've ever been really salesy, and I just did my DIY stuff, and then I was able to work with some brands that are DIY specific. But people have been saying all year, this is the year. Everybody was always like niche down. And then this year, everybody was like, this is the year where like, you should just blow it out and do everything. And I'm like, why? It doesn't make sense. And then seeing LTK and just like how naturally I can just throw up things there that I'm using in my everyday life. And as a person, when I'm talking with my friends, I'm not talking about DIY. I'm talking about, oh my gosh, I just got this pair of joggers that I love. It's the first one that aren't up to my knees. Like I love all these Abercrombie like sweatshirts and sweatpants sets. They're so comfortable, but they look so chic. And like, we're going to talk about Abercrombie later because it's like my favorite brand right now, which you would never think because when we were growing up, it was just a totally different thing than it is now. Those are the things that I'm talking about in my everyday life. When you told me about Rare Beauty blush and the bronzer,
I know.
I was like, I want to go try those. I bought them and now I love them. So like, those are the things that I get excited about talking about with my friends. So why am I not doing that with my community?
It makes so much sense.
Like, why am I not sharing all of it with them? Like, because I want to know if they found like this, I don't know, if they found a new restaurant that's really great. I want to know about it, you know?
And I love nothing more than when I really like something and I tell someone about it and then they go buy it and they like it too. I don't know why that gives me so much like joy. I'm like, yes.
So I think there are ways to do it without being salesy. Just be
I
like,
think
hey.
so too. But I just was saying, like, I bet that's a lot of people's first reaction. Like,
and guess what? You don't have to.
Yeah, totally.
But for us, because the space that we're in does not have a lot of money, the brands that have a ton of money are, beauty and home and things that can be used by a lot of people. DIY is very specific. Not everybody's going to do it. Not everybody's going to paint their house. Not everybody's going to grab a power tool. Some people are going to hire people. Everybody needs groceries.
Yeah.
Everybody needs clothes.
Yeah.
Pretty much every woman wears makeup, if not a big, huge percentage of them. A lot of people have kids in school. They want to know the back to school deals, the best lunchbox. Those things are more marketable. So if you are wanting to level up your brand and be able to bring in more income, I think you are going to have to expand out of your niche. Don't give up on your niche. Don't alienate your niche. Don't forget where you came from. But for me, as someone who's been doing a DIY content creation, specifically a YouTube channel where I was making a video a week for years, I'm getting kind of exhausted.
Yeah. I think it's a perfect way for somebody like you
to transition
into
something different and just try it out. And if it doesn't work out,
and to diversify your income streams, because I was shocked at the income potential.
Yeah.
I mean, that woman that taught the class,
Stefana,
and
I'll link her information.
Silver?
Yeah. So you guys can follow her on Instagram.
She doubled her income year over year.
Yeah.
Like it was a really incredible and inspiring story to the potential that is out there through these affiliate programs. And I think we've always, or at least I've always thought affiliates are kind of like that little just icing on the cake, a little extra out there.
Yeah.
Like doesn't really amount to much, but it's nice to have. Well, now it can be a huge source of income. And because it's so diversified, the things that you're putting on there, I think it's a lot more sustainable down the road of an income source.
And I'm to the point where I think my audience has seen me do almost every, like, I'm sure I got some tricks up my sleeve that I can still pull out with furniture and stuff, but I've been doing it for so long and that my niche is so saturated now. There's so many people doing it. I don't get the views that I used to get. And when you don't get the views that you used to get, like on YouTube, the income is down. So my income's down on YouTube. It's still like good income. I'm not going to poo-poo like what I'm making there. And I have some videos that are still very old and successful that are making me passive income. But it's just to diversify, just to do something different, to try it out and see if it works. We put a lot of effort into my blog last year and it didn't really go anywhere, but we thought, hey, if we have all this great content, let's put up on the blog. Let's do the SEO. Let's see if we can get this going as another stream of income. And it just came to a point where we were putting too much money into it. And we're like, okay, I think we're going to, we're just going to find a different, like a cheaper way to do this, which we're doing now with AI. Maybe we can talk about that in a future episode. So we've trimmed down in that area. And so it's just like, let's invest some money. Let's invest some time in this other aspect. And I think as Cypress Room, we're really excited because we like different things. Like I'm putting lots of things on my Pretty Distressed, but we like different things and we're different sizes.
Yes.
And we're different heights.
Yes.
And so I think we bring the perspective of like, here's what this would look like on me. Here's what it would look like on you. Here's the type of food that I like to eat. Here's how I like to make my coffee. So we have that, we have a lot of differences. We do have a lot of similarities. So we're creating a separate LTK for Cypress Room that's more geared towards, you guys are followers here that may be less DIY inclined, and it's going to be more lifestyle stuff, the things that we're finding, the makeup that we're finding that works for mature skin, the cream
Does that
only.
just hurt just a little bit to say mature skin?
There's a hashtag that's LTK over 40.
It is.
We're using
I've
it.
been
And guess
using
what?
it.
I'm not going to buy the things that like a cute 25-year-old is wearing. I would probably like to, but they're not going to fit my body the same way. I've had 3 children. I got a little bit of, that baby bump is just kind of always going to be there. Yeah. And so just keeping those things in mind, like that's what I love about LTK. Like they have the hashtag midsize that I know you've been using a lot. So you don't have to be like this skinny, young 20-something-year-old. Like we want to see what things are looking like on people that are our age, that look like us, that are, doing the same types of things with us. So we're really excited about LTK. So if you have no idea, if you're like, we don't even know what you're talking about, first of all, as a consumer, download the LTK app and start following your favorite creators on there. It's a safe place for you to go and just basically scroll through the feed, see what they're posting every day. And it's very easy to just click on what they have and it's going to take you right to where you can buy it. Super simple. And you're the creator that you love to follow, that you want to support, gets a little commission when you buy something, and it's not any extra cost to you. I've been using it a lot more.
Yes,
and I bought
too.
2 bras. I've been influenced since I started using it.
But know, the other great thing about LTK that people may not know, and I didn't know this, is there are additional discounts for a lot of the brands if you shop through LTK. Like Abercrombie, their big jeans sale. If you shopped through LTK,
you got an extra 15% off.
Yes, which is big.
And I shared that with people, and I had some followers that bought jeans, so I'm hoping that they like them.
Well, then there's even a deal tab on the left-hand side. So if you're like, oh, I just want to shop what's on sale, you can click that button, and they'll show you all the different things that are on sale and extra discounts you can get through LTK, which is so cool. And as a
creator, if you have stuff tagged in your folders or you've posted on something before, if it goes on sale, they send that creator an alert and say, hey, this item that you've posted before is on sale. I just got one. And so then I can go back to my following and be like, hey, you guys have heard me talk about this book that I love to style with, all the Joanna Gaines books. Well, guess what? They're on sale right now at Target, and I can share that link with you and you guys get to save.
Yeah, I mean, it is a whole new way to shop. Maybe we should have done an episode on LTK.
If we do a whole episode on LTK, we're going to try to get our friend Crystal on here, who's like, I can't remember her title right now, but she's like senior director of
influencer or something. Yeah, that would be smart. So awesome.
She did the keynote speaker thing at Haven, and then she led a class too with another creator. So and it just changed my life. And it's gotten me, as you can tell, like I like to be excited about what I'm doing. When you're a business owner, things can get monotonous, things can get stale. And this feels like a new thing that we can tackle that can be fun. And it's stuff that we love, like decorating our home. And I put my pizza oven on there the other day.
I put my espresso machine, which is like maybe my favorite purchase I've ever made. I'm super excited about it. So if you guys can't tell, our big takeaway from Haven was the importance of affiliate platforms and specifically LTK. So you're going to see and hear a lot more from us in the future about that platform, and hopefully maybe a future episode we can go and really dive deep into LTK if you want to know more.
And this will be a case study for us to share with you guys too, because we're building my Pretty Distressed one and our Cypress Room one at the same time.
Yep.
And so we're starting from scratch with Cypress Room. We're starting with a following here on Pretty Distressed, and to see how they go, and to see if we can still influence sales even when it's just like a few people who are really invested in the Cypress Room. So it's pretty cool.
And it's also, the funny thing is, it's encouraging me to like get dressed every day, which sounds so silly, but like up until we started doing this, like I would not really get out of my workout clothes or like get dressed or do my makeup. And now I'm kind of like, oh, well, let me pull some favorites out for the day and like look presentable. And my husband's been asking me every day, "Where are you going somewhere?"
Oh, that's funny. See, I don't think I've been posting a lot more workout content than anything else. But it's got me excited about shopping again, because it's always just been a struggle for me. So me finding creators that I like and following their stuff and things like that. And then when I find things that work for me, I get excited and I want to share them with people, because clothes shopping can be very
horrible. But I mean, this has really reinvented the way you clothes shop. You can go shop people who are your same age, height, weight, size, so you know already what it's going to look like on you. Because that was always my issue, things being too long, too high-waisted, too whatever, and then having to return it. So I would get very discouraged by clothes shopping in the past. So I just stick to the same things.
Well, so I guess, is that it for Haven? I guess since we've talked about LTK, we've kind of been talking about some of the brands and things that we're loving. Should we just continue on that route next? Okay.
Yes.
So I want to tell y'all about my obsession and love for Abercrombie. I'm wearing head to toe Abercrombie right now. This is one of their sweatsuits. I have their tank top on, like their essentials. I love all their tanks and their white t-shirts, but I'm obsessed with their jeans. You have a different jean love.
I do.
But for me, I am 5'8", I'm about 145 pounds on a good day. I'm like a 4 or 6, and I have very long legs. And so what I love about Abercrombie is they have very short, regular, long, and extra long. And I just wear long, but my favorite jean that they have is the 90s ultra high rise straight leg jean. So it still kind of hugs me in the hips and stuff, but then it's not as tight on the legs, so that we're not looking like wearing the skinnies and being out of style now. It's my favorite jean. And they just had a huge sale. And so I bought 2 more, but I've been so sick that I haven't tried them on yet. So I'm hoping to do a little haul after we record the podcast here, and I'll get that up on LTK. But their jeans fit so well, and they are affordable. Their jeans are under $100, but when they run sales, you can get them for, half of that. And I just am shocked by almost everything I get from Abercrombie. I just love. And they have great basics. They have great faux leather. If you're into faux leather, which I really am. Mm-hmm. They have that in the 90s straight leg jean style. I have that in a couple of colors. And I bought some of their faux leather leggings last year that I love to wear with oversized sweaters and stuff. And I discovered Abercrombie like a couple of years ago, and it was probably from an influencer.
Yeah.
But
they went through a huge like rebrand.
Yeah, for sure. Because back in the day, it used to be very like surfer-ish and very like elitist and whatever, and was only for young, beautiful people. But and what I love too in their jeans is they have that curve love fit too for people that are fuller in their hips and their booty. That's unfortunately not me. I was not blessed with that. I'm just like a straight athletic build body. But so pretty much anything I've bought from Abercrombie, I have loved. And like be able to link it on LTK has made things so easy. And I had that extra percentage off during that denim sale. And it was so nice. Like so fun. So that is like, I think that is my go-to brand. I'm the type of person that if I find a brand that I love, I just buy all the things from there. Are you like that? Or do you buy things from all over?
I buy things from all over. Okay. Because I just have a hard time getting things that fit me right. Okay. So I'm shorter. I am 5'4". And I'm very short-waisted. So Abercrombie is very hard for me because their jeans are also high-rise. They hit my ribs.
But they have mid-rise ones. Have you ever tried the mid-rise?
I have tried the
They're still too... Okay.
I am a fan of Madewell jeans. Okay. So Madewell has mid-rise and their perfect vintage jean is my favorite. It's your favorite. It fits me perfect. Because the other thing about being 5'4" is it's like regular length is a little too long and short length is a little too short.
I run into that.
It's like Goldilocks.
Okay. I'm like that too though. So it's not just for short people because their long is for anyone over 5'7". Now I am 5'8". So sometimes I get longs and they're like way too long. But if I get regular, sometimes they're too short. So I think it just happens when you're on that cusp of that.
Yeah.
The short and the regular.
Yeah. But so Madewell jeans have been my recent favorites. I also still find pairs from Old Navy here and there that'll work for me.
That doesn't ever
I'm
work
loving
for me.
These joggers from Old Navy because I really love joggers, but I have a hard time because most of them will be way too long for me, and they rarely make joggers in like short length. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm wearing. I've been wearing a lot of like Lululemon Track That shorts lately because it's been so hot here. Those are some of my favorites too. The Old Navy Power Soft 7/8 leggings are some of my favorites, but I don't have one particular brand. I'm kind of all over the place.
You're kind of all over. With my athletic stuff, the only leggings I'll wear is Lululemon. And we used to be that person that was like, I will never buy Lululemon leggings, blah, 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 blah. But I have a favorite legging that I wear and I have 3 pairs of them. And when they're dirty, I get really, really sad because it's my favorite thing to work out in because we do HIIT workouts and strength training. So we don't need really like super that like lycra stuff that you run in because we're not going to chafe or anything. So the ones that I get are the Wonder Train. So they have more compression than the Align. I know people really love the Align, but I don't think they have enough compression. And this Wonder Train dries really fast. So I'm like, even if I sweat, they dry really fast. They're soft and they look cute. So like those are my favorite. And I have them in navy, black, and olive. And I'm really particular about my colors. So I think that's why I only have 3. I don't like to get like crazy colors that I'm very neutral. So I like to just, I need like another, but I don't want to get gray. And I don't think there's another neutral color I could have. So I don't know. So that's my favorite workout legging. But with my tops and my bras, I'm not that particular.
Well, so let's talk about our favorite content we're consuming right now. Okay. Like I'm always curious about people, what creators they love, what accounts they're following. You're gonna laugh at It's always so funny because, you create a certain type of content, but that isn't necessarily the type that you, when you're just scrolling through your phone, right, that you're loving.
And in full disclosure, I hardly watch any furniture flippers now. I would say my thing used to be all furniture, and it's still, I guess it still kind of is, but you can tell. The algorithm will tell you what you were watching.
I know.
So, the number one thing that I get fed on TikTok is dance competition content. And so what that means is I'm a dance mom. My daughter does
so much sense.
Competition dance, and she's been doing it. This will be her 3rd year she's doing it, and she loves it. And I will tell you, before my daughter joined competition dance, I loved the culture. I had never been in it, but wanted to be a part of it. So it was like these 2 worlds colliding in this perfect storm. So there is a creator on TikTok, and her name is Becky, and she goes by B Tucci. And all she does is like dance mom competition content. So she'll be like at a competition. She'll be like, oh, she got gold. That's so great. I'm so excited. Well, you think gold would be good if you were like a normal person. Gold is not good. You have to get like double platinum to be gold, to be good. Like gold is usually the worst that you can do. It's like all these stupid things that are so like, it's a subculture. And talking about like being at these competitions all day and like, when does she go on? Oh, she goes on, we think around 5, but you have to be there 2 hours before in case they're running ahead or behind. And like all these like ridiculous things that we all act like are normal. She just does content on that. And it just so cracks me up. And I share them on with all my other dance moms. And they're like, this is hilarious. I just get sucked into watching it. And then when people start posting like their competition dances, I will watch those too. So my TikTok feed is full of dance competition stuff.
Wow. Mine's very different and probably funny because when I go on to social media to scroll, I need it to be like lighthearted and like warm and, you know, walk away feeling good. So my daughter is an animal lover and she got me onto following the Dodo and Asher House, which are animal rescue organizations that post all these stories about these abandoned, neglected animals and how they rescue them and take care of them and find them good homes and nurse them back to health.
And I caught you. I didn't catch you. You were watching it in bed at Haven, getting ready to go at night. So I can attest to like, this is the content she likes to watch.
It's just, I love seeing them, you know, help out these poor animals that are neglected and abandoned, and then they get nursed back to health, and it's like the most wonderful before and after. So I have a lot of that in my feed. I have a lot of investing stuff in my feed because I'm always looking up stuff about real estate investing.
Oh, that's funny.
Because it's something I'm researching and wanting to do in the future. And then,
do you follow anybody that's really good that you enjoy watching, or is it just random people popping up in your feed?
Random people.
Okay.
I don't have one particular one.
Okay.
Ballerina Farm. Have you ever heard of Ballerina Farm? Mm-mm. Oh my gosh. She's so good. She has millions of followers and she was a former Miss Utah, but now her and her husband and their 7 kids are like homesteading on a farm in, I think it's in the mountains in Utah. And she like makes everything from scratch. She posts recipes. She's like milking her cows and
you
her
like watching
sheep.
That?
And then it's like true. They live a farm to table life, which is fascinating.
That sounds awesome, but that would give me anxiety watching that because I would feel like I need to be doing this. Do you feel like that, or do you just enjoy it?
I just love it. Like she makes sourdough and croissants and like all of this stuff completely from scratch, and I'm just in awe of it. I wish I could do it, but I can't. So I'll just watch her.
She probably doesn't go to F45 every day.
No, she is actually a ballerina, which is how that started.
Okay.
And yeah, so I
think I've seen some of her content before.
They document like their just life on the farm with 7 kids. They homeschool, homestead, have all these animals, and I just find it very interesting because it's so opposite.
Yes,
to my own life.
We're gonna link all these people down if you want to follow them because it'll be fun.
Yeah, I do on my business account follow Erin on Demand as one of my favorite creators. I love her YouTube channel. I love her Instagram content. I just think she is so smart and always so helpful with the things that she puts out. I always think she's right on the nose with when she's talking about trends and how things are changing.
She's the one at the beginning of the year that I saw say like, forget about your niche. It's the year to blow it up.
Yeah.
Blow it up and do everything.
And she has been talking a lot about the documenting versus creating trend that's out there. She creates great content and she is beautiful and fun to watch. And she's just super smart. Like there's all these I'm really admire some of these younger creators coming out who are just so wise and with it. What about podcasts? Are you listening to a lot of podcasts lately?
At a point I was listening to a lot leading up to us doing this, but I've kind of trimmed it back down just because podcasts take up so much time. And my favorite tried and true one that I'm still listening to like a year later is The Basement with Tim Ross.
Same.
I just love him. There's things that drive me crazy about him too, and I don't always agree with him. on everything that he shares, but the guests that he has on and the level of vulnerability that he creates on his podcast and the things that people share constantly blows my mind. And like my favorite episode that I recently listened to, he had Montel Jordan on there with his wife.
That's on my list because I love Montel Jordan.
It's so good. And if y'all don't know who Montel Jordan is, you would know his hit that he had in the 90s. This is how we do it.
Such a great song.
It's such a great song. I just love Tim Ross in the basement, and he just
keeps it real.
He keeps it real, and he talks about how vulnerability is our superpower.
Yep.
He's been through a lot of things in his life. He was abused.
Yep.
And he talks openly about that and the therapy that he had to go through and the healing he had to go through that. And so he's willing to sit in uncomfortableness with people and have them share their stories so that people can get healing and breakthrough. And they are long, y'all. If you're not... Like sometimes I have to take breaks there. I mean, he will just go. He doesn't have questions planned out. Yeah. They will just go on for like 2.5 hours sometimes. So I always have some content to listen to. I never like run out, which is also great. So that's probably my favorite podcast right now.
I think that's probably the only one I'm currently listening to. I used to listen to way more. I used to love the Bestie Breakdown, but then they stopped podcasting.
Oh no, they stopped?
Yeah, and that was kind of what put me over the edge to do this podcast.
Because you love listening to that one.
It's literally two
they're
best
moms
friends.
and entrepreneurs, and
they are too.
They probably have teenagers now, and they probably just needed to take a step back for a little bit, maybe.
I think that's probably right.
We are loving the new Ramsey podcast with
Smart Money Happy Hour.
Yeah, with Rachel Cruz.
I'm glad you reminded
and George.
Me of that.
Why his last name's
George Camel.
George Camel. It's just really fun because they're like, money influencers.
Yes.
What's another word for it? Not like
financial experts.
Financial experts. Yes, thank you. Guys, it's a little rough. My mind is still a little foggy. It's coming back to me after my sickness here. But they created basically like a podcast that's kind of like Off the Vine by Caitlin Bristow. It's pop culture. It's like,
I love it.
It's two friends talking about what you're talking about. And so they did one on like the Barbie movie. And I hope they do one on Alabama Rush Talk.
Ooh, that would be fun.
That they did one on being an influencer and how much influencer makes. So they have a little bit of a financial spin on it, but it's more just like fun. And they have a cocktail every show because it's the happy hour, and they talk about the recipe at the end and how they rate the drink.
That one. I love that.
It's fun
podcast. It is super fun.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I listen to a lot of sermon podcasts.
Oh, you know why I'm not listening to a podcast anymore? Because my favorite podcast ended, and it was Back to the Beach with Kristen Cavallari and Stephen Coletti.
See, in the spring, I was listening to so many podcasts, but a lot of them kind of
ended because they did the first 2 seasons of Laguna Beach and broke them down, and it was so good.
It was reliving. It's like such a great period of TV.
Yes, it was like the beginning of that. I would love for Lauren Conrad to do one on the Hills, but I know she never will because she's moved on. But I loved those 2 shows so much. And to see Steven and Kristen come back together, like people that dated in high school that are all grown up now and like processing how they acted in high school.
And what that process was like.
It was so interesting. Yeah. And letting us behind the scenes of like, you guys saw this and we weren't allowed to say this, but this was really going on. It was just the best.
That was
I lived for those episodes. Every night I would do the dishes. It's like the only thing that motivates me to clean my house is listening to a podcast. So those were, I'm very sad that one's over. If you were a Laguna Beach fan and you never listened to Back to the Beach, you need to go look it up and binge those episodes. Because there is one more like content that I'm consuming that I need to confess about.
What is it?
It is POV roller coaster videos on.
Are you serious?
Yes, on YouTube, and there's these 2 creators that do only Universal pretty much content, Universal Studios content. They're a couple, and I think their name's the Pugh Two. I think I'm gonna link all of this into the description box, but I found I just get on these kicks. I'm like Disney and Universal and I love amusement parks. I took my kids this summer to Dollywood for the first time and I was all amped about it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to take these on. These will be warm up roller coasters for them. And then I'll take them other places really cool. Well, none of my kids like roller coasters and I still really love roller coasters. So when I came home from that trip, I was consuming all this content and not really realizing it. But now the algorithm has told me, yes, you are consuming this. And I've always loved Universal and Disney, and we go to Orlando twice a year for dance competitions. So I'm trying to like figure out our next trip, you know. See, I'm more of a like watching content for the experience and what the content creator is doing than actually watching the content. Is that weird? Is that just because I'm a content creator?
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So we'll include all these channels if you want to check them out, all these channels and accounts down in the description box.
So one other thing I feel like we have to talk about that we're loving right now is we both signed up for Walmart Plus memberships.
Oh my gosh.
Which means
it's changed my life.
We get our groceries delivered to our front door. It says for free, but we paid for the year-long membership, but essentially for free, which has been life-changing for me. Yeah. What about you?
It's been life-changing, and we did it on their like Walmart Plus week. So we got it for 50% off. So we got it for $49. Yep. It's normally $98 or $99. Yeah, which still is a great deal because since I have signed up, I have gotten my groceries delivered probably 5 or 6 times. Like I don't go to the grocery store anymore. I just do my grocery order on like Sunday night, and the beginning of the week can be a little bit more busy. Like sometimes I'll do it on Sunday night and I can't get it till Monday evening or Monday afternoon, but pretty much you can get it next day, if not that day. I did it the other day because we were out of a few things and the kids needed lunch boxes and markers for school that we hadn't gotten yet. So I put those on there and then added some food and stuff for the night, and it came in like 4 hours.
I know. It truly has changed because I have always hated grocery shopping. Yeah. I'm terrible at it, and I would just much rather do it from my phone and have it delivered to my door.
Well, and they will even go to the deli for you and get your meat cut. Yeah. And you get deli cut meat.
So good.
It's so good.
I mean, so if you are looking for a way to be more efficient as a mom, working mom, even if you live in an urban area in the city, I think it would be so amazing.
You just have to have one that's in delivery distance. So definitely check it out before you sign up for it. But with Walmart Plus, you get Paramount Plus for like a year too, I think,
and
for
free shipping from Walmart.com.
Yeah, you get free shipping from Walmart.com if like something's not in the store, and you can pretty much get everything in 2 days, if not 3 days. But Walmart.com is kind of like Amazon now, and that they have a lot of third-party sellers. So I would recommend that if you see something on Amazon, just go double check Walmart first, especially if you're the Walmart Plus member and you get the free shipping and the free returns, because I found so many items cheaper over on Walmart, really? Almost the exact same item for my daughter's sleepover that we did for her birthday. And I ended up buying everything from Walmart because it was cheaper than I could find on Amazon. It was still going to be here in 2 days. And then I did the grocery order. Like she picked out everything she wanted and it all like showed up, and I didn't have to go to a store for a birthday party. Yes. Are you kidding me? It was life changing.
It is life changing. And now if they could just get Sam's on board, that would be even more incredible. But that's just one way we are making it as our kids are going back to school and we're working and being taxi drivers and all of those things. So I'm loving Walmart Plus.
We'll put a Walmart Plus sign up in the description box for you too.
For sure. If you want to go sign up.
We had so many things. I mean, there's lots of other favorite things that we can talk about, but I think we hit all of them.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. My thing that I'm looking forward to most of fall is wearing Uggs, and I got ultra shorty boot Uggs during the summer because I'm so excited because they were sold out last year. And I told her about it and she was like, ew. Yeah. So that's one thing that we don't agree on. Fall and Uggs and winter and Uggs. I've worn Uggs for like 10 years and I will never give them up. They're my favorite winter footwear.
Once we moved out of Michigan, I haven't needed to wear them anymore.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
Well, this was fun. I like talking about our favorite things.
I know. I could go on forever. I love hearing about other people's favorite things. So you guys in the comments, I mean, what content are you consuming? What's making your life easier in this back to school season? What brands do you love that we need to check out?
Yeah. Is there a fashion brand we need to check out?
For sure.
Is there a shoe that we need to check out?
I mean, we didn't even touch beauty or
We'll have to save booty. Booty and food for next time. Beauty and food for next time. And hair care too. I mean, we could,
I could go on forever.
We could go on. Maybe this should just be a new segment moving forward.
Some of our favorite things.
Yeah, some of our favorite things.
Yeah,
but for sure, we want to hear your favorite things because that's how we find our favorite things. So send them our way.
Send them our way.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll be back again with another podcast soon. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time in the Cypress Room.